Good evening. We're late by a day or so.
A little bit, yeah.
Welcome to April 1st. This
It
is
is.
your energy overview. And
For the Aprils.
we're already in danger. Like Caldwell Robertson, we need pulled back in.
Oh, no.
Danger Robertson danger, because literally we have Mercury going into retrograde in Aries.
Yeah, no?
This ain't an April Fuse prank. This is the first Mercury in retrograde of 2024, starting today, and creating chaos and fury, temper tantrums for the next few weeks. Let's just say that, I've been already said there's no fighting or arguing because I will be do Death Star.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
goodness.
will. It's guaranteed. It's Mercury in retrograde. There will be fights. There will be arguments. I will throw a temper tantrum, and then I will go nuclear.
There you go. So we'll be trying to avoid that as much as possible.
Exactly. Then on April 4th.
Oh. I am so sorry. I just lost that tab. So, 1 second. There we go. So, April 4th, Venus enters Aries. It's spring fling season, and we're more than ready to get our flirt on when the planet of love enters enthusiastic Aries. This is a great time to shoot our shots as we all become bolder, confident, and utterly charming over the next 3 weeks.
So that's why you blocked your ex before it started. Point blank.
Basically.
Yep. All right. And then on April 8th, here's the fun. New moon solar eclipse in Aries. This passionate solar eclipse in Aries is just the energy boost we need to change our lives for the better. Shaking up will happen today that leads to personal breakthroughs and intense healing as we move from one phase of our life to another. Brace yourselves. While in Mercury retrograde with Venus in the same house. All this in the house of Aries.
It's going to be fun.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so April 19th, Sun enters Taurus. With Mercury being retrograde, we get an opportunity to get grounded and enjoy the pleasures of life as the Sun enters patient Taurus. Over the next 4 weeks, the energy will be productive and sensual, but a little lazy as we try to plot our next.
A lot lazy. All right. Then moving on to April 21st, Juno goes direct in Virgo. After months of anxiety and frustration, we finally are able to move forward in our important relationships, continuing to look at dating profiles with an analytical eye. But remember to take care of your loved ones so relationships can grow.
Absolutely. So, April 23rd, the full moon in Scorpio, this intense and dynamic full moon encourages us to take back our power and remove ourselves from people and situations that are holding us back. Take a stand.
Now, on April 25th, the fanfare. Mercury goes direct in Aries. After a bewildered couple of months, life starts to settle down as Mercury goes direct in the sign of the Ram. The next couple weeks will be straightforward and confident as we move forward in our lives.
Absolutely. We'll all be looking forward to that one. So, April 29th, Venus enters Taurus. Venus is coming home to one of its ruling signs as the planet of love is welcomed in the sensual and luxurious sign of Taurus. Over the next 3 weeks, our finances, love life, and business all get a major boost as we discover what's truly important in life.
Right. And on April 30th, Mars enters Aries. The red planet receives a hero's welcome in fiery Aries. Over the next several weeks, we'll all be feeling a little bit of inner spark, more alive as we change into action with confidence and passion and enthusiasm.
Excellent.
So it starts off a shit show and at least ends up in a Granada.
Yeah, it'll get there. It'll get there.
It'll get there. It has been a shit show today.
Some days just are.
Hey, at least it's not a baby blue Grand Prick that I'm working on. At least it's not a baby blue Grand Prick.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
So, hey, Brenda.
Hello, Brenda. Thank you. We like changing the backgrounds up.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Yes,
it is. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at your love, your money, and your career. Broke down by your sun sign. I recommend you, if you know your ascending sign and your moon sign, to also watch those. Let's rock this.
All right. First up, Aries, March 21st to April 20th.
All right. So first up in your love life, we have the King of Cups. Aries, you're hot-headed, you're fiery, you're going through some chaos, according to astrology, but you got to be the diplomat in your relationship. Give a little, take a little, flex a little, bend a little, get what you want. In your money ship, we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's time for you to look at what you're growing. Are you growing what you want in your life, or not really, and you need to renegotiate? In your career sector, things start overflowing. Things get back on track. You're able to get your coffers back full with a new plan of action.
Good deal. All right. So next up, Taurus, April 21st to May 20th.
All right. All right. Get the coupon code of the month ready for our Tauruses.
Oh, no.
First up in your love life, Taurus, we have the Death card. Something's dying. It's time to die. Let it go. In your money sector, we have the King of Swords here. You're going to have to go and badger that coin. Like, make leak and give up, sit there and surrender, basically, is how your money is going to go this month. Squeeze him, stretch him, make Washington beg to become bigger, all of it. However, watch the gossip in your career sector. Don't be spreading it. Don't be talking it. Just keep your nose to the ground because you don't want to get caught in the influx.
Hey, there you go. All right. Next up, we have Gemini, May 21st to June 21st.
All right. Geminis. First up, we have the Ten of Swords. Your love life, you think, is just terrible. It really isn't. It's actually pretty good, but you're going to have to take the swords out of your back and get up and see it. In your money sector, you got issues. You got problems. We have the Five of Pentacles here. This is looking for the spiritual connection of money. You're going to have to understand where those finances are. In your career sector, drama mama's rolled in. It might be time to look for a more better job, Gemini. Yes, I know you probably changed jobs recently. Yes, I think you got a downward shift of a job, but you're going to have to process it out.
Okay. And then we have Cancer, June 22nd to July 22nd.
All right. Hello, Cancer. Don't forget to get like rainbow colors on your shell. You're going to need them, to be happy. Decorate it pretty.
Always.
Very good, very good. Okay, Cancer, up in your love life. We got the Ten of Cups here. You're the fat cat. You need to be showing off those relationships and really working to build on those foundations of those relationships. In your money sector, we have the Ace of Swords. When the Ace of Swords visits the pinnacle, the foundation of Pentacles, it's fire in creation, baby. New challenges, new projects, new lines of cash coming in. Just collect it in. Your job sector, you got opportunities all around. We have the Seven of Wands here. He's trying to figure out which one to grab. Grab them all. You want them all.
Hey, there you go. All right. Next up, we have Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd.
All right, Leos, let's see how you doing. Very good. All right, Leos, first up we have the Sun card in your love relationships. This is very good. The Sun card has double meaning. It's a lot of times it's about radiant light, new birth, and fresh day, but it's also about marriage. If you ain't there, you need to. If you are there, you need to focus on it. There's going to be a regrowth there. If you ain't there, you're going to be getting there very soon. In your money sector, we have the Page of Cups. This is opportunities coming your way, but you're going to have to reach for them. You're going to have to be taking care of those coins, be counting those Benjamins. Why do I say that? Because we have the Three of Cups in your job sector. So with that, we're going to have a new celebration there.
Wonderful. All right. So then we move over to Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd.
Now, Vesta's been giving him trouble for a while now. So let's see what goes on our Virgos. Okay. All right. So first up, we have the Knight of Wands in the love sector. With the Knight of Wands appearing in your love sector, you need to get to know yourself. You should know yourself in a relationship a little bit more, Virgo. Coming new learning, new education there. In your money sector, you got a lot of banks. Are you putting it where you want to? Are you working on your goals? Is your money growing where you want it to be at? These are all questions you're going to be looking at, Virgo. And then your job sector with the Page of Pentacles. It's time for a raise. Get a little flashy and ask for it.
Absolutely. We can all use more money. So next up, Libra, September 22nd to October 22nd.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, Libras, I'm going to warn you, it's a major change month for you. First up in your love life, we have the Strength card here. You got problems. You're not going to be able to solve them with physical. You're going to think them out and outsmart them. You, however, have the Moon card in your money sector. Now, with the Moon card in your money sector, you're going to be thinking that your tax bills are high, that everything is worse than what it actually is. You're going to have to get down and get paper and pen, not a spreadsheet, and write out your monies so that you understand that it isn't as bad as it is. In your career sector, we have the High Priest. So with the High Priestess being in your career sector, you'll want to make sure that you're taking the steps you need to do to be profiting and growing your career, because there's a gateway for you to step through to move to a higher position. But if you don't know the secrets, i.e. the networking that needs to be going on here, you got a problem, Libra.
There you go. All right. So Scorpio, October 23rd to November 22nd.
All right. Okay, so Scorpios, Knight of Swords here rushing in. You've been looking for a rescuer. I mean, you must have been like streaming I Need a Hero on like, I don't know, 5 different base stations in your car or something, because this is the rescuer card. So either you're getting rescued or someone's coming to rescue you. With that, however, we have the Judgment card here in your money. Did you file your taxes? Did you get them looked at? You need to make some choices and double check something, because this is persecution, judgment choices occurring in your money. With your job, it's time to surrender some things. Maybe you've been holding on to things in your career that you don't really need anymore. You might be wanting to let those go.
Excellent. So moving right on to Sagittarius, November 23rd to December 21st.
Okay. Oh, rubbish. Don't start with me. They're feeding insane cards.
Oh no.
They do that. They get rubbished. And it's like, oh no, you're gonna work and we're gonna get over this.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Now you're behaving. All right, first up, Sagittarians, the hangman in the relationship sector. Are you really doing what you want to be doing? Are you getting what you want out of your relationship? Or are you just sacrificing for no damn good reason? That's what you're going to be contemplating this month. In your money sector, we have the Page of Cups here. It's time to be the diplomat. Maybe we need to be talking to our banks about our interest rates and our loans and, exactly how much they're taking out of our checking account to hold our money. And in our career sector, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Seven of Pentacles in your career sector, it's time to look at where your career is going. Is it what you want it to be? Or is it time for some changes? Maybe you're gotten too easy.
Okay. So then we jump over to Capricorn, December 22nd to January 20th.
Hello, Capricorns. How are you? Oof. Ugh. You know, I said Tauruses needed the coupon this month. Capricorns needed too. All right, first up out of the gate, Capricorns, your relationships. We have the Tower here. You went above and beyond and built a relationship faster than it needed to be built, and you didn't get those foundational steps like what their last name was down. So now you get to do it again. In your money sector, we have the Knight of Wands here. With that, you're going to be learning about some financial skills. You're going to be having to get involved and get used to your finances. In your career sector, we have the Hermit. Are you being too friendly? Maybe you need to take a sabbatical away from the water cooler. Start bringing your own water because you gotten stuck into something and you're going to be feeling like you're all left out.
Oh, there we go. All right, so next up is Aquarius, January 21st to February 19th.
All right, Aquarians are high-minded people. Y'all guys been looking around going, oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all guys just losing it. Interesting. All right, first up in your relationship sector, we have the Two of Swords. You're going, I don't see nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't want to deal with anything. Nope. You're lovely. You're wonderful, as they're laying out drunk and vomited on the floor. There's issues in your relationship. You can choose to deal with them or you can keep ignoring them, but it's kind of like sweeping dust underneath the rug. Eventually, it touches the ceiling. And you no longer have a rug. You have a mountain. In your money sector, we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's going to be tight. You're going to have to be robbing Peter to pay Paul and take sure Mary gets her cash. So with all that going on with the Three of Pentacles, you're going to have to stay in balance. Don't be overspending. In the job, Aquarians, the Eight of Cups. It's time to walk away. Get a new job. Point blank, new job needed today.
Okay. And last but not least, Pisces, February 20th to March 20th.
Hello, Pisces. Aren't you glad? You got a noisy neighbor Aries going on. Aren't you glad it ain't you this time?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Oh, God. They missed it all. Because the party was at Aquarius' apartment. Now it's over at Aries' apartment. Like, they got, like, you know, they're worse than that country song apartment number 7.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
It's 2 doors down.
Ah. Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
I had to think of the real name of it. I know the words.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So Pisces, in your love life, keep peace. Just keep it balanced. Keep it stable. We're not going to play any games during Mercury in retrograde. We're just going to keep it quiet. You want it smooth, comfortable. Don't be discussing about where they put their dirty socks at. We ain't starting any arguments. You're going to keep your peace. In your money sector, we have the Knight of Swords here. So some rescuing is coming in. Either you get a better tax return, your loan gets approved, something there helps you out there. And in your career sector, it's time to take a rest. Like cut back on that 80 hours, pull it back maybe 45, take a breath, chill yourself out. Okay, Pisces, because you haven't had a lot of stress lately. Now is not the time to go spurring those tails up and stirring up the silt.
There you go. So,
okay.
Yeah. Oh. So, fun time for Pisces.
Yes. So what's your thoughts on the zodiac this month?
Well, poor Taurus and poor Capricorn, I do believe.
Sagittarians.
Was it Sagittarians? I thought it was Capricorn.
Could be Capricorn, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. It was an experience. It's gonna be a wild month.
It will be.
So yeah.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be crazy. Like we're just gonna hold on and ride through it. We've been through worse. We got through that Saturn, Uranus, Pluto conjunction going on. We survived that. You know, there's been this big talk about the world's ending. It ain't ending. Leave the damn laundry soap alone and don't even think about buying toilet paper. You guys ain't done use the stuff you bought back in 2000, so calm it down.
You know. Oh. It is fun, isn't it?
It is. It is sitting here watching the Cosmos play off and go, oh, God. Again.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's always like, well, what tabloid's going to print it? Like, the Star doesn't do much printing of the tabloids anymore.
It does not.
I think they got burned on the 2012 scheme.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what's your feedback?
Well, I mean, again, it sounds like a wild ride of a month, but I think it's very doable. Yeah. Just everyone's got to hang in there. Of course, we've got Mercury in retrograde. I'm sure that is making all of this more fun.
Right.
And influencing most of it. Which thankfully that just is how we start the month. And we end it on a different note. Like we go direct.
We do.
Go direct. It'll be okay.
Right.
Yeah. But absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. What did you think about this? You need to make 6 figures to live.
That's been a very interesting new reality that we're in. Is that it's not, and that's one of those articles that's it's a little hard to process through, or it because there's a few different ones out there,
right.
But whichever one you read, there's a little clickbaitiness to it. It's not that you can't survive on less than 6 figures. You can survive on less than 6 figures. Right. But to actually like enter the level of like living comfortably, you're not just paycheck to paycheck, and is now 6 figures.
Yeah.
Like this is the beginning of comfortable living.
Right.
And that is a massive shift.
Right.
I mean, you know, I know it's been 20 years plus since I graduated high school. It's been another almost 20 years since I graduated college. But that is some massive jumps in what it takes to survive and be comfortable. Like that's the important part. It's the and be comfortable.
Be comfortable.
Yeah, so you can afford emergencies, you can afford to take vacation, you're not under threat of disconnect. You're not, struggling to figure out how you're going to do it. Is now six figures.
Right.
Because I do remember when like the website, like 100K jobs, I think is what the
Right.
website name was, and it was just a big, huge to do over that website, and it was just very elitist concept.
Right.
That was 100K jobs, and now it's like, yeah, that's the new idea we have for what you should be able to get,
Right.
either immediately or very quickly,
Right.
after getting a college degree. That's
Right.
where we're at now.
Yeah.
Like if you follow the traditional model of what a college
Mm-hmm.
degree is supposed to mean for your career,
Right.
that's what we're looking at now.
Mm-hmm.
Is the value of a college degree starts around $100,000,
Right.
or should.
Or should.
So kind of a wild idea there, because I remember graduating and the idea was like 50 to
Right.
75 is
Mm-hmm.
where we're looking. So that's, I mean, it's a grand a year that that value has been incurred, and that's not even
Mm-hmm.
including people that are like established in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are established in their careers that are having a moment, because I don't think their raises have kept pace.
I don't think
That
so either.
Because it's a lot of change.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of change, because we jumped pretty significantly, like an
Right.
order of magnitude, between what, the 1960s and the 19 well, like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like we jumped from like 3 something grand a year to like 30 some grand
Mm-hmm.
was your original window,
Right.
and then we jumped again, and now we've jumped
Mm-hmm.
again.
Right.
Like,
And it's just scary.
yeah, especially without major changes in employee compensation.
Right. The employees just keep working and working and working.
Yeah, and for
Yeah.
most, that number's not going up fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a scary idea that we've eroded the middle class to the point that we just have the rich and the poor, and there's this little sliver there
Mm-hmm.
of middle class.
And
Because
that little
like lower middle
circle of
class is supposed to be your comfort level.
right.
Is like, you're not rich, but you have some money in the bank. You have the ability to handle
Mm-hmm.
all of your bills.
Right.
You have a cushion on top of that.
Right.
And, you've fully funded your retirement. You have, like, that's your middle class. That's your low middle class.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can't get smacked with something that hurts. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need a new roof. You need an HVAC system. It's a squeeze. You got to move some money around, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not taking vacation this year. Um,
Right.
that's lower middle class. That's
Right.
your threshold.
Right.
Um, and yeah, the fact that what we're basically seeing with those numbers is that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Like, that is a very high number for a lot of employees.
Well, it is a high number, and it's a scary number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a scarier number.
And I think what's worse is I don't think our social safety nets kept up with it.
Well,
I
our
don't
social safety net is not a safety net. If that was a safety net, honey, I ain't walking a tight wire.
Yeah. I'm just saying that if our social safety net had kept pace,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking about welfare, just in case someone needs it, reimagined. If we had kept pace,
Mm-hmm.
you would basically be talking about people in the low 100,000s
Mm-hmm.
that would still qualify.
Right.
I don't think we're there. I don't even think we're close to that idea.
No.
Like, I think we're still talking about like moms of three that make like 75,000 a year. Screw it, you're on your own.
Right.
Like, because normally it's 300% of the poverty line, I do
Right.
believe, is your cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
I think our poverty line is still hovering around what, 28, 29,000.
Uh,
If it's that high, then you have to do the adjustments for like three kids. What is the federal poverty line right now? Oh, that's ridiculous. So the 2024 income numbers for an individual is still $15,060.
mm-hmm.
What, how?
Right.
Like, because that becomes 45,000 is your new 300% threshold.
Right.
Meanwhile, for a family of three, it's $25,820.
Mm-hmm.
So right at 75,000 and some, it's probably about 76, 77,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, family of three gets told, good luck with that.
Right.
For a family of four, that would be your mom and three kids. That's $31,200. So 300% of that is 93,600.
Right.
You're totally screwed the minute you hit 100,000.
Right.
And there's a donut hole before it.
Yeah. What I'm seeing is a lot of people. Well, a lot of governments are going, oh, but you can live here for less than that. So what does that tell you in the grand scheme of it?
That we're basically at a point in which
In
we're
denial.
we're in denial, but more importantly, I think we're courting poverty.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, cost of living has been an important part in many states, West Virginia being one of them, has been first to tout its low cost of living,
Mm-hmm.
which is important. You know, it doesn't matter if you're making $100,000 and your rent is $7,000 a month.
Right.
You're poor
Right.
because rent just ate up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you right now, at $7,000 a month rent, food's expensive.
Yeah.
Like, everything is more expensive.
Right.
Your grocery shopping will be more expensive. Your utilities will be more expensive. All of this is going to be more expensive. You have $30,000 to play with on $100,000 a year.
Right.
Because you just spent 70. Oh, you spent more than that. It's $7,000 a month rent. That's 84,000 a year. So it's less than 30,000 to live off of.
Mm-hmm. And that better include utilities.
Better hope that includes utilities. At
Mm-hmm.
least a utility. Pick a utility. Like, let it be New York and rent. New
Right.
York and it's, at least heat
Right.
and cooling.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
it's going to suck
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
And
And that's where a lot of this number comes from.
mm-hmm.
Like, it's not really a one-to-one, but fundamentally, because that's the cap out line.
Right.
Like, you start losing benefits as you approach it.
Right.
But at like 90s, what do we say, 93,000? Yeah, 93,600. You max out as a family of four,
Right.
mom and three kids.
Right.
You're maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't qualify. You don't qualify for HUD. You don't qualify for jack shit.
Right.
You're not getting food stamps. If you do, it's maybe $20.
Enough to buy milk, 1 gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, each one of those kids is probably going to cost you $1,200 a month on your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
If your employer provides it.
Right.
If you can afford it. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
that's another $3,000 a month.
Right. And that's a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
That, and these are things that the government needs to get a handle on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm tired of hearing a bathroom bill or, another useless bill.
Mm-hmm.
Let's deal with real America.
Yeah. The realities of trying to live in America right now. And that's why we hear about bathroom bills. No one wants to talk about this.
Right.
Like, this has been the giant bane item
Mm-hmm.
of at least conservative politics, if not politics in general.
Right.
Is trying to discuss the fact profits did this and income did this.
Right.
For the last 50 years.
Right. They're looking to sensationalize. I mean, America can't even get a full budget passed without getting the Speaker of the House fired. Granted, I don't think he should have been Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House to begin with, because he wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is a frightening issue.
It is.
To say the least. Especially that so many people are struggling.
Right.
Like, and this idea that, like, working fast food, and I take special issue with that
Mm-hmm.
These aren't real jobs. I'm sorry, we're in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Can I point out to you, this state, in its infinite wisdom, decided to keep backing coal.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, that was a choice one to make. While becoming a tourism and retirement destination.
Right.
What employment do you think tourism and retirement generate?
Cat food making.
What?
Retirement at these prices, cat food making.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about what, like, because a lot of retirees have that are retiring, that have retired before now, because this is a long term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what West Virginia has been doing for the last 20 some years.
Right.
We've courted retirees and tourism dollars.
Right. Now they're courting remote workers.
They're trying.
They're trying.
Without realizing they don't really have the infrastructure for it.
No.
Like, they're starting to get it. Like, if you work remotely and you live in Charleston, Beckley, or one of those major metros, Morgantown, Huntington, you can, but that's not really. It's almost. It's kind of like a bait and switch. We show you all the pretty images of wild, wonderful West Virginia. That's not really where those are located.
Right.
Like, these are decaying cities.
Right.
Like, let's get real. Charleston's a decaying city. Morgantown is holding on by a thread from being a decaying city.
Right.
Huntington
is a war zone.
And that's because that's the only city that still manages to have needle exchange.
Right.
Because they're actually treating drug addiction. They're not just ignoring the problem and kicking it down the road. Like Morgantown 2 and Huntington are both attempting as best they can, despite everything the state's done. And it's a mess. And then what, Beckley? oh dear God, swing a wrecking ball.
Right.
Like the number of buildings that need to come down. And these are major metros.
Right.
Like these are metropolitan areas. The further out from them you go, the worse it gets.
Right. Well,
Like,
and what's surprising is like in Beckley, we have the worst cell service.
Mhm.
One of your major metros has the worst cell service.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Again, and these are problems that have plagued West Virginia for years.
Right.
Like it's notoriously hard in a mountainous state to have good cellular service. We'll grant you that. And 5G was probably not the benefit to West Virginia everyone thinks it is.
Well, I think it would have been if they had deployed it correctly, if we had the full 5G system, if we didn't have, I don't know, government regulation of stupidity.
Well, additionally, West Virginia is not a flat level state. You cannot
Right.
just throw towers. Well, or more importantly, what you really need to do to make 5G work is throw up a whole lot more towers.
Mm-hmm.
We were barely functional on 4G.
Right.
5G didn't help.
No.
Like that actually probably created more dead zones. That they just decided weren't worth putting up a tower for.
Right.
Like, let's get real about how this works. It's not worth putting up a tower.
Right.
It's the same issue we have with like Frontier, our
Mm-hmm.
phone provider,
Right.
has decided this state's not worth running copper.
Right.
But they'll run fiber as long as the federal government pays for it.
Right.
Which is the same that we run into with our cable providers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth maintaining lines, but as long as the federal government will give them a handout, they'll
Right.
run fiber all over the state.
Right.
Like that's it. That's what we're doing in 2024 in West Virginia. And a lot of this has to do. It's not an unreal concept. Because we have limited population,
Mm-hmm.
and it can literally cost more to run lines than they will ever conceivably make off the line.
Right. And this is why the government should own the lines.
Mm-hmm. Like we've moved to the point that this is a utility. This is a utility service now.
Right.
Like, welcome to 2024. The internet's a utility. It
Right.
needs to be treated like a utility run by the federal government for the betterment. And we had this argument back in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Like late 90s, early 2000s. This was a whole concept.
Right.
Of municipal internet.
Mm-hmm.
Because we feared this day would come.
Mm-hmm.
That the future was going to be at a point,
mm-hmm.
Which I think it took us a little longer to get here, but there was a coming future in which the ubiquity of the internet was going to be equivalent of phone service, running water,
Mm-hmm.
and the home telephone.
Right. Because it is the home telephone. It is now the everything.
It is for many, it's their education.
Right.
It's their sole connection.
Right.
To the rest of the world. So the idea that we are struggling with this idea,
right,
is a problem.
Right.
Meanwhile, the rest of our infrastructure is failing, and that's all over the country, not just West Virginia, but it is a major issue here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not just, the water main broke. It's the water main for the complete county that runs, I don't know, on tin cans, busted.
Well, yeah, our bigger issue is it's not that the water main broke. It's the water main broke again.
Mm-hmm.
And this is almost a set o'clock by it. Like, it must be Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
because the infrastructure is failing that badly.
Right.
That we just expect it. Oh, it's below 30 today. That water main's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go ahead and get your water stocked up. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. Oh, there's a rainstorm, high winds. You're not going to have power for a week.
Right.
These are realities of West Virginia living.
Yeah.
That we just, okay, that's what's going to happen. All right. Here we go again.
And see, what I don't get is people are like grateful for it, and I'm like, excuse me? Oh, thank God. And I'm like, these are basic necessities
Mhm.
on this planet. Why are you grateful that we have, that, oh, we got them, but they're shitty? Oh, let's pay 16% more.
Yeah. Well, and some of that's supposed to be cost to improve, but here's the reality is it doesn't get better. It hasn't gotten better. We're paying more money.
Mm-hmm.
We've been paying more money. Like, you look at West Virginia Public Utilities Commission. I don't know the last time they said no to a rate increase.
Right.
It wasn't covered under the panini.
Right.
They said, sure, to every rate increase that's come along.
Mm-hmm.
The money keeps going to them
Mm-hmm.
on this promise or under the threat of, well, we just can't afford to survive if we don't get it. It's always one of the two. They go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need this to improve. Oh, we need this to survive. We need this to
Right.
improve. We need this to survive.
Right.
Over and over and over again, every single time they can show up, they show up for another rate increase.
Right.
They've gotten them.
Right.
We haven't seen it on her side.
No.
Like, you're getting more of our money. We're not getting more services.
Right.
We're not seeing areas expand outward.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing service areas contract.
Right. Well, of course, there's no houses in those areas because everyone has left the area.
I don't know. You turn off all my utilities, or at least you start turning off vital ones.
Right.
How long can I stay? You just told me this is the remote wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, slap a cabin on it and hope someone rents it for their technology detox. But otherwise,
Well, and that's another thing that's becoming big is technology detoxing, and
you can do that in West Virginia.
yeah, easily.
And for some, it is a real shock. What goes into trying to locate a business in West Virginia
Mm-hmm.
can literally come down to, what do you mean there's no internet?
Right.
Like, it's we have this ubiquity concept
Mm-hmm.
that, well, anywhere you go, there's internet.
Right.
And this is like traveling to, the Sahara Desert.
Right.
Pretty sure the Sahara Desert has better cell service.
Quite possibly.
At least it's flat and level mostly.
Right.
You know what I mean, though? Like, we have problems in West Virginia that you normally don't even consider until it's a missionary country.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning we send missionaries there
Right.
to, like, build water and resources and feed the poor and educate the poor, and because God directed you to. These are problems we have in West Virginia.
Well, now I'm not going to try to sound too cynical.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always found it weird that we sent missionaries when we needed the missionaries to start with here.
Yeah, well, that would not be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, I mean, to some degree, I get it. It's basically spring break with hard work, is what they're shooting for with missionary trips. That's what I finally took away from it. It's spring
Mm.
break with hard work,
Okay. So my version of spring break.
basically.
Yeah, we take spring break and we take off, and we go up into the mountains and we get ourselves and we look at land that we bought on taxes and we have the building developed and we build a cabin and dig a well.
Pretty much, that's theory.
Yeah.
I mean, look at countries you send missionaries to. One, it's always a far-flung destination.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they are in many ways lacking more. But so if you were comparing it to like go build a cabin in the woods, yeah, this is basically the plan.
Right.
But otherwise, yeah, it's, I mean, to how much benefit that would have in the United States to remotely send, because
Mm-hmm.
we already have failing towns.
Right.
Like they failed.
Right.
There's people trapped in them that
Yeah.
can't leave. They can't afford to leave. There's nowhere to go.
Right.
Like they've been stuck in a cycle of poverty that is unrelenting.
Right. And it's continuing to be unrelenting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very frightening concept.
Very.
That is our 2024 West Virginia update.
Well, I
I
thought we
was
would talk a little bit, like, about the things because I go back and I watch them and I'll see like, what was going on during that time. I'm gonna have to go and research it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that's the reason I was like, oh, what do you think of this? I think a little bit to the show.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I think it would be great if we all got over 100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
If we could finally get it through our heads that the cost of living has drastically changed.
Right.
And quit buying the lie that this is our fault, we're not working hard enough, we just need to get a second job, and quit eating avocado toast.
All
That's
right.
not the problem. Because now we actually have boomers facing this, that as they are hitting retirement,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, that retirement income isn't cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are starting to have to reconsider their retirement plan,
Right.
because that money's not going to last.
Right.
Like they finally stopped and checked the sticker,
Mm-hmm.
as it were, on some of the things they thought hadn't changed in price or still had the same value.
Right. Well, I thought I'd go and look because I did go through a period of avocado toast.
Oh yeah, because that was so expensive.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like, we could have bought a car for what you were spending on avocado toast.
No.
It would have been a Matchbox, but
Yeah, it would have been a Matchbox.
like we could talk about it like it's some horribly expensive thing. It's like it's
Right.
avocado. Like it's not that big a deal.
No, it isn't.
Why we treat it like it is? It's bread and avocado.
Right.
It's not.
Um,
Uh,
bread's gotten more expensive.
it has. It has gotten infinitely more expensive.
Yeah. But
Even at that. At the point in which you can't buy a vegetable and bread.
correction,
That's
fruit.
what we're talking about, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy a vegetable
Mm-hmm.
and bread. If that's the supposed problem, like it's not the flex you think it is.
No.
To tell generations that, well, if you just quit eating avocado toast, you'd be able to survive.
So, holy guacamole diced avocado tray is $4.99.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go ahead and just get the only avocado dash with sea salt and lime topping, you're going to spend $5.69 on a loaf of bread that's like $3. So $7 for avocado toast for a week.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's not it's not the problem.
Right.
Like, stop hating on people for having a thing they like, especially when the thing they like is not super expensive.
Well, not super expensive, but really heavily nutritionized.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's a very nutritious. Like, I wish I had any enjoyment of avocado whatsoever. Like, I barely occasionally like guacamole. Like, but no, it's this is high nutrition. Like, this is probably one of the cheapest breakfasts you could have right now.
Right.
Like, I mean, maybe oatmeal's a little better for you, but
Not bad. No, actually, this has got more nutrients than oatmeal.
oh, I'm having to make a headset change.
Okay.
1 second. Okay, I should be good.
Yay, we like it when you're good.
There we go. But no, but like trying to point out a single item, like the iPhone, really? Seriously?
You mean the one they're giving away for free if you sign a contract?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but these are, again, that, like, have you seen the cost of a landline phone right now?
Yes, I have, because I was looking at one since, someone may have cursed my cell phone.
Okay. What I was trying to say is if you compare the cost of a landline phone service, this is why everyone has cell phones.
They're cheaper.
It's either cheaper or the same.
Cheaper. We'd be paying these. We already pay $300 for our cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
My cell phone alone is $122.
Mm-hmm.
The adding a cell phone to adding a home phone by itself is another $90 some a month on our cable bill. Plus, we then also have to rent the technology, and the other one can't even find us.
Yeah. They're like, nope, you don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not a place you live. Or more importantly, they're like, no, we're not supporting any new customers.
Right.
Thanks, have a great day. Which is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is where we're at. Like, we keep talking about it like it's an overspend problem.
Right.
And it's like, no, the basic requirements to be a functional adult or functional human at this point have gotten a little out of control.
Right.
Like, we expect you to have a cell phone everywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We don't leave messages and wait for people to call back. And I mean that in terms of, like, try to find a job without a cell phone in 2024. Good effing luck.
Right.
Good effing luck. You miss that call, you send it to voicemail, they're not calling you back.
They're calling the next person.
They're calling the next candidate and moving on.
Right.
Like, you're going to wait, 4 or 5 hours while you're out? Oh, but you should have been sitting at home.
Right.
Because you're unemployed, so you're not supposed to go anywhere.
Right. Not even to look for another job.
Right, exactly. It's like, make it make sense.
Please.
Like, no, we have a base understanding.
Right.
of what's going on with functional humans and what they
Right.
have available to them.
Mm-hmm. It's insane. It's
Uh-huh.
literally insane at this point with some of this rhetoric coming out.
Right. Absolutely. So
Yeah,
it is a wild time to be alive.
it is. It
Like I
is.
don't know what else to call it. It's just a wild time to be alive.
I know. And, I've been watching, and tying into Mercury in retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
So today is Mercury in retrograde first day. And I've sat here and I watched plea deal after plea deal after plea deal fail.
Oh dear.
Murdoch got his plea deal yanked.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets 40 years in federal, served consecutively with the state.
Ooh, that's a
He
lot.
deserves every minute of it.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying that's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So it's been interesting, being able to sit on the sidelines and go, maybe not a good day to have court.
May not be, yeah.
Look up and see what his sign is. I'm curious now.
um One second. Oh, let's see. Gemini. Well, let's see. Western is Gemini. Vedic is Taurus.
Yeah, we do Western.
Okay. So, yeah, Western is Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you remember what I just said about Gemini, here's proof. He just got a new job. So,
Yeah, not going so great. Not going so great.
no, he lied to federal prosecutors. There's
There's,
apparently $6 million gone missing.
oh, yeah.
Speaking of millions gone missing, I find it interesting West Virginia was $4.1 million owed to the federal government. Governor Jim Justice has just got his hotel took by the state tax office
Mm-hmm.
for 3.1, and I'm like, there's that money. Like you can sell it and pay the federal government off. You didn't even have to touch the rainy day fund.
You know. Uh, More issues with West Virginia, may I point out.
Yeah.
We struggle to spend enough on education,
Yes.
mostly because we've had negative population growth.
Right.
And we went with this really dumb idea that we're going to pay per student.
Right.
So it behooves school systems to create kiddie penitentiaries.
Right.
As in, we're just going to dump everyone in this one building.
Right.
Like the biggest building we can build, we're going to literally warehouse students.
Mm-hmm. 8 hours a day. They spend $4,000 a month to warehouse your child.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
It's kind of nuts. But no, that's because literally that's what Fayette County that we live in has done.
Yep.
They built kiddie penitentiaries. Is what they look like. It looks like a prison.
Right.
There's no other way to describe it. It's the same architecture.
Same plans, I believe.
Pretty much. It probably doesn't help they're served by the same food service, I'm sure. I'm assuming it's Aramark.
No. Penitentiaries cook for themselves here.
Seriously, they haven't
Seriously.
No.
Yeah. The prisoners have to cook for themselves.
What?
Yeah.
I cannot believe. Oh. Oh, where was it? I just saw it. Food service worker lead from 2024, March 18th. There was a job description with Aramark.
Huh.
Yeah. Most prisons have moved, are not only privately run now, they are all contracted out, and Aramark is the leading company. Aramark runs your schools, your prisons, your hospitals. That is your food service.
And you would think that they would cook better.
No. No one wants to pay Aramark.
Mm-hmm.
This is a painful necessity for these businesses trying to eke out a profit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the easiest places to cut is their per unit cost for food service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jails being the ones to push it the hardest.
Right.
The schools have gotten in a lot of trouble for it.
Okay.
Hospitals typically walk a fine line.
Right.
Like, because most hospitals get in a lot of trouble real quickly when their food service goes to hell.
Right.
Because it's not considered appropriate for patients.
Right.
Like, you cannot feed horrible food to patients and expect them to not get sick.
Right.
Or expect them to recover.
Right.
So typically, hospitals are the best Aramark provides, and it goes straight downhill from there.
Right.
Like, if you're wondering why your kid's school lunch looks like garbage, it's because it comes from Aramark and
right.
per unit cost.
Mm-hmm.
That I think technically is still considered higher than inflation adjusted costing would have been had they kept their in-house food service.
Right.
Like, now your school cafeteria still has employees, a lot less than it used to. They don't cook. They heat and serve.
Okay.
Like, this is prepackaged food from Aramark. Their jobs changed. They heat and serve.
Mm-hmm.
It is pre-prepared trays of heat and serve.
Mm-mm.
Like, that's what we're doing. That's what we do in hospitals. That's what we're doing in schools. This is what we're doing in prisons. Prisons being run by for-profit corporations do not care. Like, they have contracted out food service, they have contracted out healthcare, they have contracted out eye care, they have contracted out dental care, they have contracted out employees. Like, it's just one giant string of contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Sold to the lowest bidder.
Right.
For food service, that's typically Aramark.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we've hit the hour mark, a little bit past it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this new view of the energy overview as we also maybe talk about some issues that tie into astrology, all that. So with that, Joe, why don't we talk about our baristas?
Oh, yeah. 1 second. Let me get that up in front of me.
Because I'm also going to announce the increases that are occurring with our baristas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. We have those up. Very cool. Very cool.
No, we've not got them up. We're going to... Yeah.
Okay.
We're announcing what they're going to be. You're going to tell me what it is, and I'm going to tell you where we're going with it.
All right, so we have 3 levels of support: tall supporter, grande supporter, and venti supporter at $1 a month, $5 a month, and $10 a month.
Mhm.
For the tall supporter, you get an end-of-video thank you during credits. You get to attend our monthly station meeting. Access to our private Facebook group, free access to all virtual classes, free ticket to gallery readings, early access to videos, early access to daily tarot, and a daily affirmation. Now, each of these levels comes with a discount on a private reading with Aeson Knight. At the $1 level, you used to get a 25% discount.
And you will be getting a 30% discount.
Hey. And with the grande level at $5 a month, you used to get a 50% discount on a private reading with Aeson Knight, and that's now
60.
all right. And with $10 a month venti level, you used to get a 75% discount on a private reading with Aeson Knight, and that is now
80%.
hey. So 80, 60, and I believe that was 30%
Mhm.
discounts at each of
Right.
those levels. So yeah, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/psychic coffee shop network. And you can sign up to support us as Patreons, become our baristas.
Right.
We really appreciate our baristas and everything they do for the show.
We do. And your new codes will be issuing now tomorrow.
Ooh,
Yes.
very cool, very cool.
Oh my God.
So
We
sweet.
hope you've enjoyed the show. And we do want to thank our actual baristas. These are the ones involved now. With a reminder, you have a meeting on Wednesday. Everybody needs to attend.
Absolutely. So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Until then, good night, y'all.
Good night.